February 4th. Cette décision met en péril une relation économique historique. Une relation qui a été la source de tellement de richesse, de prospérité et de possibilités,
wealth and opportunities on both sides of the border.
Tonight, first, I want to speak directly to Americans, our closest friends and neighbors. This is a choice that, yes, will harm Canadians, but beyond that, it will have real consequences for you, the American people. As I have consistently said, tariffs against Canada will put your jobs at risk, potentially shutting down American auto assembly plants and other manufacturing facilities. They will raise costs for you, including food at the grocery store and gas at the pump. They will impede your access to an affordable supply of vital goods crucial for U.S. security, such as nickel, potash, uranium, steel, and aluminum. They will violate the free trade agreement that the President and I, along with our Mexican partner, negotiated and signed a few years ago. But it doesn't have to be this way. As President John F. Kennedy said many years ago, geography has made us neighbors, history has made us friends, economics has made us partners, and necessity has made us allies. That rang true for many decades prior to President Kennedy's time in office, and in the decades since. From the beaches of Normandy to the mountains of the Korean Peninsula, from the fields of Flanders to the streets of Kandahar, we have fought and died alongside you. During your darkest hours, during the Iranian hostage crisis, those 444 days we worked around the clock from our embassy to get your innocent compatriots home. During the summer of 2005, when Hurricane Katrina ravaged your great city of New Orleans, or mere weeks ago, when we sent water bombers to tackle the wildfires in California. During the day the world stood still, September 11th, 2001, when we provided refuge to stranded passengers and planes, we were always there, standing with you, grieving with you, the American people. Together, we've built the most successful economic, military, and security partnership the world has ever seen. A relationship that has been the envy of the world. Yes, we've had our differences in the past, but we've always found a way to get past them. As I've said before, if President Trump wants to usher in a new golden age for the United States, the better path is to partner with Canada, not to punish us. Canada has critical minerals, reliable and affordable energy, stable democratic institutions, shared values, and the natural resources you need. Canada has the ingredients necessary to build a booming and secure partnership for the North American economy, and we stand at the ready to work together. Let's take a moment to talk about our shared border. Our border is already safe and secure, but there's always more work to do. Less than 1% of fentanyl, less than 1% of illegal crossings into the United States come from Canada. But hearing concerns from both Canadians and Americans, including the American president himself, we're taking action. We launched a $1.3 billion border plan that is already showing results. Because we too are devastated by the scourge that is fentanyl, a drug that has torn apart communities and caused so much pain and torment for countless families across Canada, just like in the United States. A drug that we too want to see wiped from the face of this earth. A drug whose traffickers must be punished. As neighbors, we must work collaboratively to fix this. Unfortunately, the actions taken today by the White House split us apart instead of bringing us together. Tonight, I am announcing Canada will be responding to the US trade action with 25% tariffs against $155 billion worth of American goods. This will include immediate tariffs on $30 billion worth of goods as of Tuesday, followed by further tariffs on $125 billion worth of American products in 21 days' time to allow Canadian companies and supply chains to seek to find alternatives. Ce soir, j'annonce la réplique du Canada.
I am announcing Canada's response. I am announcing 25% tariffs on $155 billion of US goods. As of Tuesday, $30 billion worth of US products will be affected, and in 21 days, to allow Canadian companies the opportunity to find alternatives, this will be the case for $125 billion worth of products.
Our response will also be far-reaching and include everyday items such as American beer, wine, and bourbon, fruits and fruit juices, including orange juice, along with vegetables, perfume, clothing, and shoes. It'll include major consumer products like household appliances, furniture, and sports equipment, and materials like lumber and plastics, along with much, much more. And as part of our response, we are considering, with the provinces and territories, several non-tariff measures, including some relating to critical minerals, energy, procurement, and other partnerships. We will stand strong for Canada. We will stand strong to ensure our countries continue to be the best neighbors in the world. With all that said, I also want to speak directly to Canadians in this moment. I'm sure many of you are anxious, but I want you to know we are all in this together. The Canadian government, Canadian businesses, Canadian organized labor, Canadian civil society, Canada's premiers, and tens of millions of Canadians from coast to coast to coast are aligned and united. This is Team Canada at its best.
Earlier today, I spoke with premiers from all provinces and territories. We are united. They've all supported our approach. We're also aligned to reduce internal trade barriers and to make it easier for consumers to choose Canada and Canada products. A few moments ago, I spoke with Mrs. Sheinbaum, the President of Mexico, our other North American partner, and this country was also the subject of 25% tariffs today. We're working together to face these tariffs. This threat is targeting the entire country, and I am heartened to see all our leaders answer the call and to be so committed to make sure that no Canadians are left behind. Our government will be there for Canadians. We will be there for you. At the same time, I do have something to ask of you. I would ask you to remain united. Many of us will be deeply affected. A lot of people will go through dark times. I'm asking you to support one another, to be there for your friends, your neighbors, and your fellow Canadians. From sea to sea, Canadians are different. We speak different languages. We have different beliefs and opinions. We have different ideas. But when we remain united, we are stronger.
And now is also the time to choose Canada. There are many ways for you to do your part. It might mean checking the labels at the supermarket and picking Canadian-made products. It might mean opting for Canadian rye over Kentucky bourbon, or foregoing Florida orange juice altogether. It might mean changing your summer vacation plans to stay here in Canada and explore the many national and provincial parks, historical sites, and tourist destinations our great country has to offer. C'est le temps de choisir des produits d'ici.
It's time to choose Canadian products and to support Canadian businesses, to support our farmers, our producers, our workers, our business owners, our artists.
It might mean doing all of these things or finding your own way to stand up for Canada. In this moment, we must pull together because we love this country. We pride ourselves on braving the cold during the long winter months. We don't like to beat our chests, but we're always out there, waving the maple leaf loudly and proudly to celebrate an Olympic gold medal. On a notre propre identité.
We have a distinct identity. We have our own history and our values. Canadians are welcoming, open, innovative, and ambitious. We prefer to solve our differences with diplomacy, but we're prepared to fight if it's required.
Canada is home to bountiful resources, breathtaking beauty, and a proud people who've come from every corner of the globe to forge a nation with a unique identity worth embracing and celebrating. We don't pretend to be perfect, but Canada is the best country on earth. There's nowhere else that I and our 41 million strong family would rather be. And we will get through this challenge, just as we've done countless times before, together. Thank you. Merci. Vive le Canada.
All right, so we'll take 20 minutes of questions, 20 minutes de questions. One question, one follow-up, une question, un suivi. Merci.
Bonsoir, Monsieur le Premier ministre, Raymond Fillon de
Good evening,
TVA.
Raymond Fillon, TVA. Have you tried to speak with President Trump today or in the past few days? Ever since the inauguration, I've been trying to reach President Trump. I hope to be able to speak with him soon.
It's been since the inauguration that I've been reaching out to speak with Donald Trump. I hope to speak with him sometime soon.
In his executive order signed today, he's threatening to increase tariffs further if we have retaliatory measures, and you're announcing retaliatory tariffs this evening. Is that not a risky gambit? We will always do what is necessary to defend Canadians, to defend the interests of Canada. These retaliatory measures are a suite of measures. They are strong but appropriate in this case, and we will continue to defend Canada, Canadians, and our future. Good evening, Mr. Trudeau. You mentioned that you were looking at other measures that are non-tariff measures. Could you explain further? Yes. There are many initiatives outside of tariffs. There are many things that we can do as a country. We have talks between provinces and territories with regards to different things in their respective jurisdictions. Provinces are also announcing measures such as removing American spirits, liquor, and alcohol from their stores. Some municipal, provincial, and federal initiatives with regards to public procurement. Choices can be made on procurement, and we can buy less American products. We can choose Canadian products and services rather than American ones. All of this is part of our collective response. Yes, but are you going to cut the energy supply? The second question is this. It had to do with the executive order coming from the Americans. They talk about the border, but they don't talk about the trade relationship. Is it because we can expect a second wave of tariffs? Well, first of all, what is important is that when we're going to look at different ways to respond or to exercise some pressure on Americans so that they'll back down on these tariffs, we're going to make sure that there is no region in the country, no industry that will bear a greater burden than another. We know that there are some industries, such as the oil industry, that has a huge impact in the US. But we're going to make sure that our retaliatory measures will be equitable. We don't want to be one region or one part of the country to pay a stronger price for the defense of all Canadians. And this is a principle on which all the premiers agree. Can we expect a second wave of tariffs? That was the question. On the issue of a second wave of tariffs, because in the executive order, they don't talk about the trade relationship, they talk about a second wave of tariffs. Well, today's tariffs are rooted in the concern of the president with regards to fentanyl. The reality is that Canada represents a very small percentage of the fentanyl challenge in the US, and we're prepared to work with them to solve this issue in our communities as well as theirs, in as much as we can. There's an investigation on our trade relationship that is underway in the US system, and this will end on April the 1st. At that point, they will make other decisions.
In regards to actions we might take in terms of responding to the American trade action, there are a number of different industries and regions of the country that can have greater leverage over the United States. One thinks of the oil industry, for example. What is extremely important for me, and I think for all the premiers, is that no one region of the country or one industry carries a larger burden than anyone else in standing up for Canada. We need to all be in this together. It only works if Canadians are fully united from coast to coast to coast to stand up for this extraordinary and beautiful country. And that's why, as we look at different measures, including non-tariff measures that we might move forward on, we will not be moving forward on issues that further divide the country, which is why we're working with all premiers to look at different ways we can encourage the Americans to step back from these trade actions.
Bonjour, Christian Noël de
Christian Noël, Radio-Canada. So to be clear on this, tariffs on natural gas and oil are 10%, but for the rest of products, 25%, because the U.S. needs our oil. They need many other things from our energy sector. Where are you prepared to shut the tap off? Well, yes, of course, Americans need our natural gas, they require our oil, our critical minerals, but they also need automobile parts, they need agricultural products, they need our cement, our softwood lumber, and there are many things that Canada produces and that we sell at a very good rate to Americans, and they depend on this for their economic well-being. Tariffs of 25% on everything that Canada produces is going to hurt Americans. It's going to hurt American consumers, American producers who are expecting to have huge challenges in the automobile industry in the US, where parts and Canadian and Mexican labor are essential components of their work. So we're going to be there, and we're going to look at this. We're going to encourage Americans to back down on these tariffs, and we will use all the suite of tools at our disposal. To be clear, we don't want to be in this situation. This is the choice of the Americans to place us in this situation, but here we are, and so we will respond in a responsible and strong manner to defend Canada. This evening, Some people booed the American anthem at a hockey game here in Ottawa. Are you angry? Were they right to be angry? We have a very long history with.
Okay, folks. I'm going to end this. We may watch all of this, the press conference. If you want, folks, I'm going to end it there. This is the beginning, folks. This is the beginning of the, which is on CBC. I guess CBC, it's a slash radio, the CBC News.com or just CBC News, YouTube. Type in CBC News if you want to see the whole, more of this, folks. I'm going to end this. But this is the beginning, folks. This is the beginning of the collapse of the world economy. Folks, this is the beginning. So you have to get ready, folks. Wild chaos going on. This is the beginning. Trudeau won't be here any longer, that much. He's going to be, he resigned. So it's going to be another one in place. Liberal leader. I don't know if the conservative take over, what they're going to do in Canada. Probably terrible. Do they fight Trump? At least he fight Trump, at least. One thing about Trudeau, you have to admit, I mean, you stand up for Canada. I don't know what what's the guy? PP is easier to call him PP. The conservative leader. But, folks, this is it. This is the worldwide. Get ready for a worldwide collapse, all I could say. Because Trump is doing other tariffs on other countries. He's going to do it on BRICS nation. Definitely is. And he might do it on Russia. Apparently. Hey, there's no peace agreement there, so he's going to do it. The war's still going on. So he's going to do a tariff on Russia. But anyways, folks, get ready. And it's going to be hard times. Like this, well, because America put in the wrong person in the presidency, and the Democrats helped him. And this is all, see, there's certain people behind this, not just Donald Trump, so-called Christian nationalism. Because the Christian right, the white right, white Christian nationalists, they want this. Maybe they want to start the, what do you call it, end time prophecy. But that's not how it's going to go, according to their doctrine. It's not going to go like that. It's not a white Christ is going to come back. Anyways, according to the Bible, Revelations, and it's 16. I forgot, 12. The white Christ is going to come back in the end. But anyways, folks, I digress. The people behind Donald Trump, all their plans, Project 2025, he's implementing this. This is a part of it eventually. I mean, this is not just Donald Trump. There's people behind this who want to end the economy like this. Just collapse the whole world economy. And to make it like, so in the end they'll get richer by this so-called new order. It's gonna be a new order, new world order, not this or the old order. So in the end, they're gonna get richer. All these oligarchs getting together in the U.S. What their goal is that one. I shouldn't say any more, folks. But anyways, I'm not gonna say anything more. They want to end the eventually they want to end the economy, so they can start a new something that's more profitable to them. That makes money. They'll make more money off of. And they'll in the end they'll end up enslaving people, even crush the so-called middle class and the poor people even more. Get more money, take more money into their hands. They're squeezing the life out of the working class. I mean, and the ruling class has really gone overboard here, folks. But this is my kind of a rant on this. What's happening. Anyways, folks, I'm out.